Yes boys, what is going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. I finally done it. I finally made a high level build that works pretty well. Well, it's a relatively high level build. It's level 125. Looking at the stats, 60 vigor, 50 strength, 20 intelligence. I've got 50 strength because I needed to put some more into the endurance to accommodate for all these heavy weapons. In the flask we've got the strength knot, so we're going up to 60 strength for 3 minutes, and we've got the Opaline heart here. So yeah, I've tried a few builds at high levels and they've just not been working. Everything's just been doing too much damage. I've not been able to compete, but this one really is doing, and we've had some great invasions. Like I said, it's a strength intelligent build, so we've got a variety of different weapons that cater to those stats. We've got the Ruins Greatsword, the Falling Star Beast Jaw, the Heavy Duelist Greatsword, the Heavy Greatsword, the Star Scourge Greatsword, the Alabaster Lord Sword, and the Clean Rot Knight's Magic Sword. All doing really good damage, various Ashes of War which hit really hard and do some really good work for me. Now, part of this build being successful at high levels is that I've actually decided to finally use the Spiral Horn Shield, which ups robustness. And this thing looks horrible and it makes me cringe every time I see tryhards using it. But I honestly have come to realise that I think you honestly need to be robust at high levels to survive, because everyone's using crazy bleed. And yeah, this thing has been helping me actually survive at these high levels. To boot behind that, if you look at our talismans, I've also got the Stalwart Heart Charm, the Stalwart Horn Charm even, you know, to vastly raise our robustness as well. I can switch that out for maybe the Two-Handed Sword Talisman if no one in the party is using bleed. But yeah, they're helping me survive. Again, in the flask I've got the Opaline heart here, and I've also got Boiled Crab, so I am quite survivable on this build. Fashion wise, I think it looks awesome. Weapon wise, it all flows together really well. It's a weapon swapping build, so it's fun to use switching between the weapons, and it's working pretty good. So let's get back to those juicy, lovely invasions. What a great invasion we just had there, guys. Really good one. Those two put up a really good fight against me. It's always hard when you've got a wizard who's spamming from afar while the other man in the party is just being super aggressive, running at you with whatever weapons he's using. It was hard to deal with. I tried all sorts during that fight, weapon swapping, trying the different Ashes of War. but we ended it with a nice, really nice clean double parry. I tried the parries a few times during that fight, but yeah, we got it when it mattered at the end. And what a way to kill them both in style. And this guy who we've just killed in the round table hold, he was actually in the party as well. That's a really strange thing that happens quite often in Seamless, is that, you know, the party will just be split. You'll have a couple of players who are playing in one area, or one player, and then the other player in the party is just on the other side of the map for some reason. Or in the round table hold, which does often happen, which is very strange, but it all adds to the fun of Seamless Invasions. So this build, guys, as I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the build, I said it's the first build that I've made at high level which is actually working. Now that is only in Seamless, mind you. When I've been playing on the Xbox, I've had plenty of high level builds that have worked, but high level invasions have always been quite difficult. Now what I mean by that comment about a high level build working is in Seamless, when I've been trying to make the high level builds, I've been trying to be a little bit quirky with my builds as usual. I've been trying to make them have a bit of a theme or a particular gimmick, or, you know, just a little fun build that isn't your typical super sweaty meta build. Different builds, you know, different fun builds. And they've just not been working at high level. For whatever reason, whether it's been the level I've been invading at, all of my builds up to now that I've tried at high level have been level 150, 160. And up there, everyone's just doing so much insane damage, and the bleed, everyone's using bleed, it's absolutely insane. You just die in the first exchange that you have. And for whatever reason, like I said, whether it's the level or the kit I've been using, it's just not been working. So I almost give in, guys. I almost just resigned to just doing low level invasions. But then I made this build at level 125. Now, like I said, whether it's the level, whether it's not being up at 150, 160, maybe level 125 is just that little bit more forgiving in terms of what damage everyone's doing. Or maybe it's the build I'm using. Maybe this build is just more suited to it. But for whatever reason, at level 125, this build is working really, really well. And I've been having a lot of fun using it. It's the Mass Master, guys. I've used this build on my Xbox before. This is a variation of it slightly, but it's the same principle, you know. It's a strength intelligent build, and it's using some really beefy, hard-hitting weapons that just work really, really well in PvP. It's a weapon swapping build, so I'm going to be switching out the weapons, trying to catch them off guard. I'm trying to sucker them into, you know, coming at me in blind, aggressive panic type of thing. I want them to rush me down, and I've got some weapons that can really just nuke them, like you're watching now. They come at me really fast, and then I switch to the Great Axe, get the Waves of Darkness out, and it's an easy kill. So I've got lots of weapons that can cover all situations, really. And it just works really, really well, guys, and it's a lot of fun. It's really good to have the Mass Master back in my rotation of characters. I've said this before, but it's one of the builds that I've used on the Xbox, and I'm going to be bringing some other ones over as well. I've got some ideas for new builds that I'll be using in Seamless, but there's a lot of my old builds that I just absolutely love, and this is one of them. And I'm glad that it's working so well at high levels, and I didn't have to remake it at a lower level. Because I think this is one of the ones that just suits being a bit higher, bit of a higher level build, you know, so I'm glad it's working so well. This invasion in the background now is a weird one. There's 3 of them. I'll give you a little spoiler. I kill them all one by one, and then for some reason I don't get sent home. 2 of them respawn, and I kill them both again. So it's a 5-kill win streak, this invasion, guys. I'm going to play a tune in the background. You guys chill and have a watch, and then I'll get back to you all in a few minutes. What a way to kill the first player in this invasion. Big slamming jump off the top rope. Big axe right through his cranium. Split the guy in two right down the middle from head to toe, baby. And then it's just a case of finishing off that wizard there. We give him a little weapon wiggle at the end for celebration reasons. And then that's it. What an invasion. Couple of funny ones in this video, guys. Couple of funny invasions. I thought that was brilliant. Just the kill off the top rope. Always fun. Yeah, you can't complain with that. So this build, like I say, it's quite successful. It's been doing really well. And it's quite survivable. Now, I think something that has contributed to that is that I'm using that thorny shield that you can see. Now, I've had my thoughts about that particular shield for a while. It's just something you always see really kind of sweaty triad players using, and you know, no shade being thrown on those guys. That's absolutely fine, but it's not something I'd ever considered using before. You know, that kind of really triad play style isn't something that I have ever appealed to me, and whenever I saw that shield on players, it's always just a sign of I don't know how to say it without sounding negative towards those players. It's definitely not what I'm trying to say. But whenever I saw that shield, it was just a sign to me of a playstyle that I didn't like. You know, it was not something I'd ever considered using myself. Let's just say that. But having tried these invasions at a high level, and having said before that I've not been having much luck with the high level invasion builds, I can see now why those players do use this shield, because honestly, it gets to a point where I think being sweaty and being a little bit more triad and maybe using little things like that thorny shield to your advantage. If you don't know, that shield helps helps buff your robustness on your build, so it's going to help you survive against the likes of bleed builds. Having tried it and having struggled at high levels, I honestly think that it's the only way to survive at the minute, guys. It's the only way to survive, so I completely understand why people do use the likes of this shield in high level invasions. I understand why people are sweaty and why they are try hard and why they do use every little advantage they can to get the victories, because it is that hard. I've tried using these kind of quirky builds. It's what I'm kind of known for with my invasions. It's what I like to do. I like to make builds that aren't meta, that use weird combinations of weapons and have a distinct theme and aren't just set out to win every single invasion possible. But at high levels, I've tried that, guys, and it just doesn't work. It's hard when you lose every single exchange you have because you're just getting bled out in 2 shots. So to use this shield and experience how much it does actually help, whether it's just a small percentage or not, you know, if it helps you survive, it helps you survive, and you understand why people use it. So I put it on the build. I wanted to make this build work. It was my last, like I say, you know, it was kind of a last ditch effort at a high level build, so I put the shield on. I've also got the talisman available, which also greatly increases our robustness, so that's helped me survive as well. And it's obviously just working, guys. It's working. But as well, you know, the shield, it's got a parry option on there. As you've seen in some of the invasions, I've managed to do a couple of good parries. So it doesn't just serve one purpose. I've got the option to pull it out whenever I'm against a bleed player or a bleed party and I need to survive a little bit more. I can use it then, or I can use it whenever I think I can get a cheeky parry. And yeah, overall it's just adding a lot to the build. I think the fashion on this build as well is absolutely awesome. If you can remember my old Master build on the Xbox, it was a big old fat boy. He created his own gravity source, which is why he uses gravity weapons. Is that fat and he's got that much mass? He became the mass master and he applied that mass mastery. The mass mastery. He applied it to his weapons, and that's why he's so strong. He's lost a little bit of weight since then. He's looking a little bit slimmer. We've got some different armour, but he kind of looks similar. And I tried to kind of keep it the same as much as possible, but great build. We're having a lot of fun using it. I've got another video planned which will be out shortly. I've got a brand new build that I've made which I've been invading on. It's been going reasonably well. It's taken a little bit of getting used to. I'm still kind of getting used to it. It's got a particular play style, but I'll talk about all that in the video when it comes out and you see the new build. But yeah, I've got a couple more invasions on this video left. I'm going to put a tune on in the background and let it play out. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for watching. Maybe consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. But yeah, look after yourselves, and I'll see you all on the next one.